Hey Leos, happy May. I hope you guys had a really good April. Today we're going to go into your May 2018 forecast. As you guys already know, I also provide an extended reading. You can access that in the description box by clicking on the Vimeo link. Also in the description box, you'll see a timestamp next to the word summary. If you guys are on the go and just want to get the highlights of what we talk about in this video, go ahead and click on the timestamp. It'll take you to the end of the video where we will just go into a summary of what we talked about here today. With that, let's go ahead and get started with your May 2018 forecast. So I see May 2018 going pretty well actually for you guys. It starts off a little bit challenging. I think challenging is too strong of a word. It starts off a little bit different or difficult. And basically the way that it starts off is I feel like you guys are dealing with a little bit of struggle, and that struggle is really more internal. And it's coming from previous months where you guys have really been struggling, and like I think in April you guys are feeling like you have worked on something and you're all into something, and then you've built something but you feel like you're getting stale, or you've hit your peak, which was not the case. So you guys have been having some of these struggles for about 2 months, and you know, when you have these kinds of internal struggles, it tends to build up in your system. And so going into May, you still have some of that built up into your system from the past. And it's really, I don't, at least right now, like we'll see what I get as we continue with this video, but like at least right now, I feel like it's really not that big of a deal, because it sounds like it is, because it's like all this pent up like struggle that's built up over these 2 months and now you're feeling it. It sounds like it is, but I feel like it's really just all internal work, and I also feel like it's really, I feel like it's something that you guys can resolve pretty easily if you put the intention and the focus on it and work to do so. So even though this is something that I think is relatively easy for you guys to do, it is easy does not mean that it's not important. So just because something is easy to do does not mean that it lacks in importance. It is really important that you guys do release the struggle within yourselves, because if you don't, then again, you're having all this pent up energy in yourselves and you're only going to stay stuck where you are. And so releasing it is going to allow you guys to move forward. And to release it, we'll go into more detail on how you guys can do that in the extended, but just at a high level, there's still just a few things that you need to sort out and come to terms with. And once you come to terms with those things, I feel like it's 3, but yeah, it's kind of like 3, 4 things. Once you come to terms with some of those truths or realities, that will allow you to let go of them and make space within yourselves for new and better energy and opportunities to come your way. So it's just like a few things that you guys need to basically come to terms with and see the truth of. And sometimes seeing the truth of something doesn't necessarily mean it's true in the real world. Sometimes like we need to see the truth about what we think about something or how we feel about something, but how we think or what we feel about something doesn't make our thoughts and our feelings true. We just need to come to terms with what our thoughts are around something, and then once we see for ourselves how we truly are seeing or feeling about something, that allows us to kind of come to terms with it and wrap our heads around it. And now that we can kind of conceptualize, like wrap our heads around this thing, like our feelings, our emotions around something, we can now like kind of be at peace with it and let it go. Like sometimes awareness of what we're doing allows us to move forward. It's kind of like if somebody, you know how sometimes people can be, it's a good example. This is kind of a bad example, but we'll go with it. So sometimes you might have a friend, let's say, who can be really mean or abrasive, and when you tell them, they're like, well, that's not really a big deal. Like, you know, I didn't mean it that way, or that's not really abrasive, or you're being too sensitive, or no, I didn't say that, or I didn't say it in that tone. When you explain it to them, they can't come to terms with it. They can't realize the truth of how they're acting, and so they can't modify it. Now, if you were to tape them or record them saying those things, talking to you in that way, and then you played it back to them, it would astonish them. They would be like, wow, like, I didn't know that that's how I was coming across. I didn't know that that's how I was responding, because they don't have that awareness yet. And then when you kind of shine a light on it and make it very clear, this is you, they can now be aware of it, and in being aware of that, they can now progress forward and start making changes if they want to keep you around in their life. So that's kind of what it is with you guys in a similar sense. Just coming to terms with certain things about yourself that can then allow you to progress forward because you are now aware of it. I think you guys still have some worries around being stale or not progressing, or yeah, like you still have some worries that are around that. And the reason why you guys are worried about things not ever changing is because you guys understand what stagnation is. That stagnation is just, it's no movement. It's not forward, it's not backwards, it's just the same. And you guys really worry that in some area of your life, you guys are being stagnant and not moving forward, and things aren't ever going to change, and it'll just be that way. And I really don't see that as being the case. I think that you guys are very close to making an energetic breakthrough to where once you resolve some of this internal struggle that's left in your system, which again is not that much, I think that things will start to move forward for you guys again, but you do need to work through it. Like I was saying, like, it's not a lot for you to do, but it is very important work that you guys need to do if you guys want to continue to move forward. Also keep in mind that you can't really exist in this world or on this plane and be stagnant. Like, stagnation doesn't actually exist here. And it's like we all age. Nobody stays the exact same age. Even rocks deteriorate. Even land, like, that's been around for millions of years, deteriorates. Yeah, we all age. Things rust. Grass always grows. You know, it never stays the same. You cut it, you cut it, you cut it. Always grows. Stagnation doesn't really exist in our plane. So that's something for you guys to keep in mind, is that you really can't stay stagnant. Of course, the examples that I gave you, like things rusting, it's like things changing, but in a different, not the best way. Well, I don't know. Aging can be a nice way of progressing. Like you get a lot more maturity, a lot more insight, wisdom. You know how to handle things better, understand how to control your reality better, create it better. Yeah, but anyways, like, stagnation is just a place. And it's a place in time. So it's just a place in time. And just like any place that you go visit, you can leave. And just like that's the same thing with a place in time. It's just a moment in time, and it can last for as long as you want it to last, or you can leave that stagnation place in time and go move forward in the timeline. So just something to keep in mind is that you guys can't be stagnant, for better or for worse. You guys cannot be stagnant. Things on our planet and our plane are always evolving, always growing. Grass is always growing, trees always growing, babies growing into older babies. Everything is always growing in this plane. And so, yes, you guys may feel like things aren't changing, but if you guys do the work, you guys will be progressing and you guys will be changing for the better. You will not be rusting. You are not stale. And yeah, good things are on their way to you. And what you guys really hope for is you guys want to feel better and be happy, but you guys seem to want to do that by escaping your current situation and trying to find the next opportunity that you can kind of go after or hang on to. And yeah, it's like you guys want to leave what you already have behind, and it's probably because you feel trapped by it, and like you're just trapped by your current circumstances. And in the extended, we'll look into whether or not you guys really should leave what you guys are doing behind. Yeah, like, I don't know, I guess I kind of feel right now that if you do want to leave, like, you need to sort out what's going on here first, because if you're trapped here, that kind of thing goes with you. So even if you were to go to a new opportunity, you could end up being trapped in that new opportunity in some form or fashion. Like, the opportunity may not trap you itself, but like maybe the people you're working with, you feel trapped by them. So yeah, like sometimes, or a lot of times, you really need to sort out what's going on with you right now, because running away from a problem tends to make the problem stick to you versus allowing it to go. That's not always the case. Sometimes you do need to like step away from a problem, but yeah, I'm getting that for you guys is that like if you do want to leave, we'll look into whether or not that's actually the best option for you guys. But if you do want to leave, like make sure that you sort out what's going on here first and make your peace with it before you go after a new opportunity. And I also kind of feel like if you guys do try to leave, you may not really evaluate whether that next opportunity is really the right one for you. So you also want to make sure that you're not just running from one set of circumstances and going after the next thing that comes your way, because that may or may not be the best option for you guys. And I know that you guys are very creative and very smart and very capable. So whatever the opportunity is that you end up going to, you guys will be able to make the most of and make a success. That's just kind of how you guys are. You guys are just very talented. So, I mean, downsides are, not too extreme, but I think you do want to do things in the right way because, as you guys know, I think we talked about this in the How to Love and Pamper a Leo, you guys understand the flow of the universe. And so, yeah, maybe this is part of that, but the flow of the universe is like, you need to make sure that you're going with the flow and not inhibiting the flow. And if you guys aren't working on what's going on right now, you guys are not opening up your channels, and you're going to create more challenges for yourselves and more blocks along your path. So that's why I think it's important that you guys handle like things in the right way. All right, so that's the guidance that I get for you guys. Like I said, in the extended, we'll go into whether or not you guys should be leaving your current set of circumstances that you currently feel trapped by, and then also how you guys can move forward internally and sort out some of the things that are going on within you, because you guys are like at a breakthrough point, about to open up your channels. There's just a few little things you guys need to sort out and take care of. If you guys like this video, please share it with any Leos you know who could really use these tips, and also hit the like button on this video. And if you like this channel, go ahead and hit subscribe. And now I'm going to go ahead and do the summary portion of this video. So if you watch it up until this point, thank you guys very much. I'm not going to be presenting any new information. So for you guys, I will catch you guys in my next video if I don't see you guys in my extended. Hey Leos, welcome to the summary portion of this May 2018 YouTube video. So in May, you guys, I think, have the potential for a very good month ahead of you guys. But you first need to work on some internal struggles that you guys have been feeling. And those internal struggles is like energetic blocks that have kind of been building up for the past couple months. And yeah, because the past couple months have been a struggle, and as it's been a struggle and as it's been stressful, it's all kind of been building up. And it sounds like that's a lot that you guys have to sort through, but it's not. I feel like it's only a few things that you guys need to kind of sort through, and that you guys are so close to a breakthrough that this is definitely something you guys can do. When I say that you guys are really close and it's something you guys can definitely do, I don't mean that it is not important. It is very important that you guys do this, because if you don't work on these blocks that you guys have, work on some of these struggles and sort them out, you guys will be stagnant for the rest of the month, because you need to like release that. So if you guys can work on that, you guys will have a really, really good month. You guys are worried about being stagnant. You're worried that things will never change. And and that's something that we'll go into in the extended, is like how to sort through these struggles that you guys are having, and then just kind of, well, I'll go into what else we'll talk about in just a second. But basically, like, the world, nothing in this plane that we live on right now ever stays the same. Grass always grows. It doesn't matter how much you cut it, it always grows. Trees always grow. Ideas are always born. Like, things are always moving forward. Things are always evolving. Things are always growing, and that's the same with you. And so the stagnation that you guys are in is just a place in time, and like any place, you can leave when you decide to leave. So that's what you guys will be up for this month, is deciding to leave this place of stagnation that you guys are in. All right, and then I think the thing that you guys are really looking forward to is happiness and feeling good, but I think you guys are wanting to do that by leaving your current set of circumstances because you feel trapped by them and you want to leave them for a new opportunity. And again, like, that's what I was saying, like, we'll also talk in the extended about whether or not that's really the best outcome or the best choice for you guys. But if you guys really want to leave your current set of circumstances, you need to make sure that you sort out what's going on with you right now first, because your problems will follow you, and they will especially follow you the faster you run away from them. And then the other component of this is, again, if you guys really want to move on to something different, then you guys need to also make sure that the opportunity that you're going after is one worth pursuing, and you don't just go after the first one that comes your way. You guys are very talented and very capable, so if you did just go after the first one that came your way, it would not be a big deal because you guys would make it a success. That's just what you guys would do. Like I said, you're very talented, but it is really best to kind of set things in place the right way so that you have an easier progression and motion forward going forward. So that's the summary portion of this video for you guys. I hope that was helpful. If you guys are interested in the extended, then you can check it out below at the Vimeo link. And if this video was helpful for you guys, please share it with any Leos that you know who could also benefit from these tips. And again, if you like this video, if you could go ahead and hit like. If you like this channel, hit subscribe. And if I don't catch you in the extended, I will catch you guys in my next video.